right, first off, you guys were here Saturday to talk about how proud I was of the team, their effort, their focus, and resiliency to compete. Just as disappointed with how we came out to begin this game. Thought an excellent game plan by Oakland City. Slow the game down, go under ball screens, and we took the bait. Just ridiculous. Our approach, really disappointed in myself, disappointed in the three guys that have played college basketball, and Mickey and Bashir and Jalen. Rely on those guys for some leadership, and we didn't have it to start the game. Now, we came out the second half, and I think at the 8-minute mark in the second half, we were 17 for 23 from the field. That's what, when you attack, when you pass, when you share the ball, good things happen offensively. I just thought we just came out with a really lackadaisical approach. You could tell by the missing free throws, like guys just mentally weren't in it. So that's on me. But obviously, you guys have been around. Winning college basketball games is hard. These guys, did some good things the second half, but we have a long way to go. We want to keep progressing and moving forward and getting better each game. I'm not sure we got better tonight, which is disappointing.
We're doing players first.
Just
How would you mix?
We're all in here together.
Okay. Just kind of bouncing off of what you were saying, Coach, and you said it's on you. What do you feel like you guys could have done better in preparation to avoid that?
Well, we had a great scouting report. We weren't good in practice, and we played like it. We played like we won a game on Saturday. And listen, it was a good win because I think Old Dominion's a good team. But we made some catastrophic mistakes, like some mistakes that should have got us beat. But our effort allowed us to survive. And so I don't know if we think we're good now. These guys read what the expectations are. I'm sure they know. And then, okay, we beat somebody, we're good now. We didn't have the same approach. Regardless of everything from a coaching staff standpoint that we tried to do. Obviously, we had some guys play some heavy minutes on Saturday. Sunday, we got some work done. It was a little bit lighter. The guys that didn't play so much got some extra work. Did our normal work yesterday, but we were not sharp. Our practice today, we're not sharp, and we came out and played that way. You can, I will exhaust ways to try to get the best out of these guys, because that's my job. And I didn't push the right buttons until halftime.
What was that speech at halftime like?
Probably not real pleasant for them, me. I don't want to do that. But I tried everything else. Called a timeout, a minute and a half in the game.
Yep.
Very calm, collected in that timeout. So we've tried everything. We tried subbing. We tried and so halftime probably wasn't real pleasant. But to their credit, we did respond, and we did some good things the second half.
For Joey and Trent, that halftime speech, I don't know what was said, but is that what you guys needed to kind of
Therapy.
Flip the switch?
It's therapy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Therapy for them and me sometimes. Right?
For sure.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would say definitely. Coach got on this. He definitely came out slow, but once he got on it, he realized that he's bigger than today's game. He came out and played hard.
To piggyback on that, Coach, he did get on it, but like you said, he's trying to bring the best out of us. You got to play to his standard play.
That's kind of been one thing with this team, and we've talked about it. We've had some, slow starts to practice, where energy's not there. These guys, it's a great group of guys. I love working with them. But there's too many days where we kind of limp into practice, and then, a fire gets lit, and then we practice pretty well. But it's why do we have to go through this to get to this point? And some of that's probably inexperience. It's young guys. I know where these guys come from. I know who they play for. They play for some good coaches. But practices are probably, they have much more competitive at this level because of, these guys they don't just stand out above the rest easily at this level. And so, becoming a good player and approaching practice with the same mentality that you approach a game with. You know, you only get 31 of these opportunities guaranteed to you, right? And I'm not sure we took advantage of tonight. Like, these guys all say they want to play post basketball. Well, you just put today on film. Like, what if somebody pulls up that film? You know, like, so you can't allow opportunities to go out and compete slip by just because we feel like we're a little better than maybe what we are.
Yeah. What are you two looking to take away from today, I guess, knowing that more is expected of you?
Me personally, just learning, you know, like I'm young, but just pick up from the veterans and just try to be better day by day and carry over. Like, you know, it's one thing to go through a practice, but then you got to carry over to the game. Just stay mentally locked in from the jump.
I would say the same, just, you know, being locked in, you know, taking every game as it could be a last game, just no matter the opponent, just going hard.
For sure. Coach, my dad was a coach as well, so I, you know, heard a lot of colloquialisms, I guess.
I knew this was coming, man. Like we talked about, like I could see it yesterday, and it's frustrating because, like, why do you have to go through this? You know, like, this is the last one of those and we set the schedule up. Look, everybody in our league's playing 2 non-D1s. Like, we set the schedule up with the roster that we had to try to get some young guys some experience. You know, Old Dominion's tough experience. They can't get it there. They're not ready for that. We needed Goshen. We needed tonight. That's the thing that was frustrating with the way we started, is I wanted to get some inexperienced guys more minutes, and weren't able to do that early enough, in my opinion. You know, like Mickey Pearson's banged up. I don't want him to play 24 minutes. I want him to play 12. Get his rhythm, stay in it, and get him out of there. But you know, that's part of it. You know, like I was sitting next to him after shoot around today, and I put my arm around him and said, you know, the thing that's going to be rewarding is, you know, when you're a senior and you're an all-conference level player, and you're the one that's out there helping some freshman get through a walkthrough that he's, you know, it's never been that detailed before. You know, and they have to go through those trials and tribulations. It's not fun going through it, you know, but they got to go through it, and they got to learn, and they got to grow, and the ones that figure it out then obviously have pretty good careers.
Yeah. And what I'll say I noticed is you would always talk about, you know, you want to play fast, you want to play, you know, not reckless. You want to play fast, not reckless. And what stood out is there was that one drive, Makai was taking the ball up court really fast, and you just told him to slow down, slow down. Did you feel like that was
I knew where it was
something?
going. And we were coming out of a timeout. And you got 5 guys that haven't played a lot of college basketball. Can they go out of a timeout, guard a defensive play, and I even think maybe an out of bounds, so a defensive play knocked it away, an underneath out of bounds. And then I probably had cost us 2 points because I held it up, but I wanted to see could they come out and then execute what was drawn up on the board after 2 defensive plays. Because we hadn't been able to do that. That's what I wanted to see. We guarded one of their actions today. I probably wouldn't do that if you know, a conference championship game was on the line. But I wanted to see if we could go from walkthrough with one particular detail on a play and defend it that way and carry it through. We did a decent job with that one. So there's some things in games like this that you want to see, that you want to grow from, and I think we saw some of that in some areas. But that's why I held him up, because I wanted to see if we could go out and execute if their minds were in it.
For sure.
To do that, because that's going to be huge as we go down, you know, throughout the season.
For you guys, when we talked to you before the season started, you said one of the biggest reasons you came to Ball State was because of Coach Lewis. I feel like having a coach like him where he's on you and he's not satisfied with a 41-point win, is that kind of just reassurance as to why you're bought into this program?
I would say for sure, you know, it's like levels to this, and he's showing us like how to get to that highest level. So it's important to embrace and listen to everything he's saying, because you know what he's talking about. For sure.
I would say the same thing. He's been there, and I know that he knows what he's talking about, so he's going to push us.
I told these guys in the second half, you know, we were up 40, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to beat Oakland City, right? And we pointed to those banners up there. Like, we're all here. Like, I came here. These guys through recruitment came here to hang one of those banners that was hanging up over my right shoulder, right? And to do that, you can't have nights like this where you fall off. And I get it. We won by 41, right? I understand. I get that. But there was a lot of sloppy play that wasn't clean enough for us to be able to beat the teams that we want to beat. You practice every day to try to compete against the best team on your schedule, right? We've lowered ourselves today, and it's not a knock on Oakland City. They had an outstanding game plan. They're well coached. They got a real plan. They got some good players. I think they'll have a successful season, but they're not the best team on our schedule, and we got to be able to try to work towards being competitive against that.
Yeah. I guess for you two, how are you kind of looking to make sure that this doesn't happen again for you guys to maybe go into a game with a lackadaisical approach?
I would say it starts like everybody, like from the bench, from the coach, from on the court, just being more vocal. Even though I'm inexperienced, I can still get my guys going. So I would say just being a better teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say trying to be a young leader. It starts in practice, I think, as well too. So every day just going out there playing our hardest every day in practice, let it take over to the game.
For sure.
Obviously, this is your first away game coming up, and this is for both players. Kind of with that in mind, you've kind of had 4 straight home games. Kind of how does that change the mindset and preparation this week?
I'll say for me, it makes me more hungry because it's hard to win on the road, especially in college basketball. So it just gives me that extra push to go harder.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. When back against the wall, together we gotta go out there and play our hardest.
And then for Coach, kind of the same thing with them going on their first road game. What would you say for the young guys going to be like your biggest advice for them?
Well, we scrimmaged an opponent on the road, and so we set that up just like we would normal. So we treated it like a normal road game. We traveled the night before, we stayed in a hotel, we did our pregame preparation just like we do for a road game. So they've been through that, and we did that. I normally wouldn't do it if we had a veteran team, but I did that so these guys would all get the experience of how we handle the road trip. Like I didn't want Saturday to be our first one, so we've already been through it, so they kind of know the schedule, they kind of know the routine that we go through. So hopefully that pays off.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.